Welcome to the Three Bozos podcast. We're three guys in our 40s talking about whatever the fuck we want. My name is Wayne the Pizain, and I'm joined by my two co-hosts, Javier Bose. Say hi, Javier.
Hey.
And Brooksy Boy. What's up, Brooks?
What's going on, man?
So what's going on, fellas? What do you guys want to talk about today?
Whatever the hell we feel like, whatever comes to mind.
Right.
Yep.
I am in a stream of conscience, whatever, however the phrase goes, type of mood. No planning, just off the cuff, whatever pops into my head.
Yeah.
Right. I know. I got my wife over here, like giggling and laughing at me. Just. I'll tell you what. I'll start things off with a little story. Happened yesterday. So I'm like sitting in my garage, and my garage is like a fucking mess, you know. Like you can barely park my car in, and there's shit everywhere. It's like stuff from my old house. Like, I mean, we're talking like 90s, electrical equipment where you plug shit in with an RCA plug, and fucking spiders everywhere. And I don't know why I don't get rid of this shit. It's just there though. So I got the garage doors open.
Because you're Wayne.
Cleaning all this shit. Yeah, because I'm Wayne, right? So
Because you never know when you might need it.
Exactly. Exactly. That's why I had that shit in those boxes. I got I don't know, fucking PSP from 15, 20 years ago that I haven't booted up and since then. But you never know, man. I might want to play fucking X-Men one time. I don't know,
Hey,
I got all that stuff too. Still.
Wait, if you don't have a box full of old plugs and cords that you might need one day, then if you don't have that, then you're not doing, dad in your 40s properly. You're not doing it right.
That's right. That's right.
That's right. Good call, man.
Right. So I'm sitting there, and like I said, I'm cleaning shit out. I got a weight bench in there I'm trying to get to that I, put in there probably about 4 months ago that I haven't touched since then. And, I want to fucking work out again. So get all that shit moved out. Then, spiders. I'm squishing spiders left and right, dude. There's so many fucking spiders in my garage. It's like, and they're not like, creepy spiders. They're the little skinny ones that, you guys know what I'm talking about. Little tiny, and there's a million of them.
Daddy long legs or no?
Yeah, kind of like daddy long legs, but they're just skinny like spiders. Anyway, they're fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
So anyway, like I said, I got the garage doors open, and I turn around, and there's a fucking duck in my garage, and not just like any fucking duck. This duck has like no feathers on its head. It's been completely fucking scalped.
Oh,
like it's like all waddled around. Dude, the thing's like a fucking, I don't know, completely handicapped duck. And I'm just like, what the hell, dude? And this duck comes like right up to me. I'm like, this is fucking crazy. So I turn around, the duck kind of waddles away from me, limping around like, fuck, this duck's fucked up. And so I'm like, oh man, whatever, dude. Circle of life, that shit happens.
I think it's when you say duck, he used to call people. That used to be an insult. I don't even know why, but he used to call people a lame duck. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Lame duck. See,
yeah.
Dude, I don't know, dude. See, back in high school, we would do that too. There was the 20th Amendment. It's called the lame duck amendment. So you'd call somebody a lame duck. And that was actually, yeah. We actually learned that shit in school and turned it into a fucking teenage insult somehow.
Anytime I hear the word or the phrase lame duck, I always associate it with sports. Then again, I associate a lot of things with sports. You guys know me.
Yes.
But
yeah, the sports guy.
Because of the flying V?
No, like a
the mighty duck.
Great
quack,
movie, though.
Quack, quack, quack,
quack, quack. But no, like a lame duck scenario is like when you're like, say if a team is about to like move or something, but they know they're playing like one more season in their current home before they move. It's like they're in a lame duck situation. That's like where I first heard the phrase lame duck.
Yeah. And I don't even know if it originates from it, but it goes back to like a lame duck presidency, where a lot of times they talk about like a final year of a president's term, they can't get anything done, so they're like a lame duck. Or was no, wait, or is it when the new president is elected and there's that little bit of time where they're still president? I think that's like their lame duck period. But anyway, whatever. That's too fucking smart. We don't want to talk about that stupid shit. Let's go back to my
It was
fucking.
good. I just don't know. Do we want to like talk politics or no? Let's probably try to avoid the whole politics thing, right?
We can. Honestly, we can talk whatever we want. You know.
Let's talk about O.J. Simpson real quick. 3, 2, 1. Did he do it? Yes or no? 3,
Yes.
2, 1.
Yes.
Hey.
Hell yeah, he did, dude. Everybody admits he did.
About O.J. Simpson being innocent, everybody always goes, "The glove didn't fit." Well, the glove didn't fit, so how could he have done it? Blah blah blah. And the famous line from O.J.'s attorney is, "If the glove doesn't fit, you must acquit."
You must acquit.
Hands
Yeah.
down.
Johnny Cochran, the legend. Rest in
If
peace.
It's not the.
He got OJ off. I don't know how, but he did.
He did. Yeah, he did. They also did something like, what did they do? I think they shrunk the glove in like water or something like that because it was a leather glove and leather shrinks in water.
They shrunk it in
when
ice water. Are you kidding me?
What?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it was something about, or the glove was because it's leather. It got
Episode
wet
1,
and it made it
making
smaller.
stuff up.
Yeah. I don't know.
Man,
That's good.
you know what's crazy about that whole OJ trial was how it dominated the news cycle and it dominated like pop culture long before social media was even around.
Oh,
I mean, back in the day, like it really had to be a big deal for it to be in the news every single night because back in the 90s, social media wasn't there, but that's how you knew it was a big deal because it was just all over the place before Facebook and Twitter or X or whatever the hell you want to call it now, and Instagram and TikTok and all that shit. But
Yeah.
it's just crazy how it's like how it just even almost 30 years later, like we're still kind of talking about it. I mean, we not like we talk about it all the time, but with OJ passing away recently, it's like it's kind of come back into the pop culture lexicon, if you will.
Yeah.
Right. Well, it's funny, man, because like if we did have social media back there like we do have today, that would not be as big a story. It's the fact that we're so inundated with information on a daily basis that like that shit goes in one ear and out the other like a week later. Like the biggest thing you've had since then, maybe like the Johnny Depp trial, with Amber Turd, shitting under his bed or something.
I watched every single day.
Yeah,
my mom did too. She was obsessed with that shit.
Yeah, my wife was all over that trial. She's like, she was like giving me updates on it as she was following it.
Right.
I'm doing like random. I'm doing tests on the because I have the speaker here, so just
you got the soundboard going.
Yep.
Soundboard.
Trying to get the thing on here.
But back then, dude, with the OJ trial, that's all you had. Like that was the big story. So there was always like a big story and everybody focused on that. And that was just like the huge deal, So the fact that we're talking like how many years later? 25, 30 years later?
Like 30 years later.
30 years.
Yeah. Yeah, just think, man, we don't really have shit like this anymore. We literally got a war going on right now. And I guarantee you, like, a year from now, nobody will be fucking talking about it, man. Not like they did the OJ trial.
No. And I mean, even the whole Russia-Ukraine thing is like still going on, but you don't hear as much about it. Like it's just kind of it's like, that's still going on. Forgot about that. That's kind of the vibe.
Yeah, it's a good way to sneak in an aid package to them when nobody's talking about it, and they're like, "Oh, who?" But we don't want to get too serious about politics, like you guys said.
Yeah. I was gonna take it off the tracks here and talk about P. Diddy.
P. Diddy.
P. Diddy. Did he do it?
I gotta tell you, man. You guys should fill me in on the P. Diddy thing. I know a little bit about it. I haven't been paying too much attention though.
All right, I'm gonna fill you in on the P. Diddy thing. He's basically a Epstein of the music industry.
Really?
If you want to make it big, you go to a P. Diddy party. You go to a P. Diddy party, you do some sexual deeds on video because he gives you the Ciroc. The Ciroc is what he's, that's what he was promoting. That's his liquor or
Yeah.
whatever.
I've had
You
Ciroc
go,
before. It's pretty good.
yeah. P Diddy, you go to his house though. He's got stuff in it. You go to his house. He's got it. He's got it. Spiked. You go into the back. You don't remember shit, but you're on videotape getting the back door beat. The brakes beat off your back door. You know what I'm saying?
And getting cornholed.
Oh wow.
Yep.
So basically, he roofied people, is what you're saying.
Yeah. But and I think one of the most. I think the one that's like kind of hasn't come out and said anything yet is Justin Bieber. And if you watch old videos of Biebs and Diddy, it's a little uncomfortable. He's like, yeah, we had Bieber, we had just, I don't know what he called him, but he called him a name, whatever his little nickname was for him. He's like, we had him for 24 hours. We did crazy shit, and like you could tell, like we thought they were talking about partying, but we didn't know what the P Diddy party really was. Now that we kind of know, a lot of interviews are coming into light, like a lot of lyrics, a lot of interviews, a lot of like things that were like kind of off, and now they're like kind of making sense. Like, oh, Usher lived with P Diddy for a whole year when Usher was only 13. And Usher's kind of kept quiet. Usher hasn't said anything either. He hasn't said, like, he hasn't backed up Diddy.
Oh wow.
The feds already raided his house in Miami and in wherever the other places. He's got another house, but they raided his house.
And didn't Usher discover Justin Bieber?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then Bieber was supposed to be in that Super Bowl with Usher, but he said, "Nah, man, I ain't feeling it."
Yeah.
That's what he said to Usher.
Bieber's kind of doing a leave Britney alone moment right now, where like Britney went all crazy. Bieber's starting to do that shit too, man. He's like all fucking looking like Post Malone lately.
I know, man. I think ever since Cat Williams went on to the Shannon Sharp show, and just 2024 hasn't been the same, buddy.
Yeah.
That's what started it. He's like, everyone's coming for him, and it doesn't matter who you are. P Diddy, he said P Diddy, but everyone, now that he said that, everyone's like, oh yeah, if you're in the music industry, you know about the P Diddy parties.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, everybody probably thought Cat Williams was crazy. He was just like,
oh yeah.
Like, oh, Cat Williams is just, shooting his mouth off again. But it's like, maybe he was onto something.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, there's always like somebody who like, it's funny, man. They'll come out and say something, and then that shit's like real. Like Hannibal Buress did that with Bill Cosby, and he had like a bit about it, and like I was like, okay, and then come to find out, Bill was roofing people.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yep.
Same shit with what was the guy, Harvey Weinstein. Yeah, people were making jokes about that too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is Weinstein still? Is he passed, right?
No, he's in jail.
No,
I
he's in
thought
jail.
I heard something about. Yeah, I thought I heard something about he got acquitted for a technicality on some of this shit.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't know
I
if it
did.
was like the.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that more. I'm kind of talking out my ass. I just kind of heard that on the grapevine, so who knows? But hey,
I might
let me
have to
get back to
fire
my
up
fucking
the old Google machine here and look that up for
yeah.
you.
You do that. Let me finish my duck story real quick. I'll go back to fucking full circle to the beginning real quick.
Oh yeah.
The fucking duck, whatever, it runs away. I'm like, circle of life, that shit happens. We got coyotes and shit. We got stray cats. I'm sure something got a hold of it. My wife sees it, and she wants to fucking catch the thing. She's like, Wayne, you have to go get the dog cage from like the very top shelf, and you got to climb the ladder, in the garage and grab it. And I'm just like, oh my God. And I'm like, no, it's circle of life. This is what happens. Ducks, we eat duck, ducks are good to eat. Fucking coyotes like them too. It's just, anyway. So I convinced her not to catch the thing because whatever. The duck can fly, the duck can swim. It's just fucked up is all. So she ends up getting like some bird seed and some water, and the thing like starts eating and bird seed, whatever, and drinking water. She decides to name the thing Xena Warrior Princess. I don't know why. And then I'm whatever. Fast forward, like 30 minutes later, I'm scrolling through Instagram, and there she has the fucking fucked up duck on her Instagram with the theme song of Xena Warrior Princess playing in the background. And I'm just like, and it's been like every hour. Have you seen my duck? Have you seen Xena? And Xena's gone now. I have no fucking idea where Xena's at, but yeah.
Wait, is
So
this on
that's just it.
Instagram?
Yeah, yeah. If you go on Instagram, you'll see she posted something with the duck Xena. I don't know if it was a story or if it was an actual post, but yeah, the duck's fucked up, dude. It looks like a damn, fucking Indian took a tomahawk to the scalp, dude.
Like somebody
But-
was gonna like somebody was gonna cook it and eat it, and the duck escaped.
Yeah, pretty much, man. I think like a coyote got a hold of its head, and then it got away, or a cat did. But anyway, so
I'm
that's the
looking at her
story.
Instagram. I don't see it though.
It might have been on a story, so it might be gone now.
Oh, son of a.
But yeah, I'll have her forward it to you so you can see it. But
all right.
anyway, so that's the story of the duck.
Well, hey,
The
I just
end.
I just did the old Google machine trick on to look up Harvey Weinstein. He is currently in prison right now.
Okay,
Oh, nice.
all right. I don't know about that guy. Yeah, I don't know. Did he actually like rape anybody, or did he just use his influence to like basically say you won't get a role unless you sleep with me?
Yeah, I think that's what he did right there. The latter, or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of coercion involved, so yeah, I mean that's probably what is what led to him being convicted. So yeah, I'd say that probably sums it up.
Yeah. There's a lot of whole like terrible shit that went on through that hashtag Me Too stuff. But man, did that stuff get like off the rails real quick, didn't it? It was like you had terrible guys like Harvey Weinstein, and you had Bill Cosby, and you had like some other terrible people. And then it was just like, who was that dude that used to be on Parks and Rec, the Indian guy? I forget his name.
Aziz Ansari.
Yeah, Aziz Ansari. So Aziz Ansari was like got hashtag Me Too'd because basically he had an awkward sexual encounter with a girl and she regretted it. And then she basically tried to say he used his influence on her. No, dude, he like went down on her.
I think lately there's been a lot of kickback to all that shit. The whole Me Too.
Right.
Ever since Amber Turd, we found out
Yeah.
she took a shit in the bed. Like, who the fuck does that?
Well, I was gonna say it just kind of swung like in some ways it did a lot of good, like getting Harvey Weinstein convicted, Bill Cosby, kind of bringing what he did to light, but it almost like it kind of went too far the other way. It just went too far the other way, like you mentioned the Aziz Ansari thing, where basically I think it was like he had sex with this girl. I mean, it was consensual, but like I guess she didn't enjoy it or didn't have a good time, and it was basically just a bad, I guess you could chalk it up to being a bad date. I mean, I don't know exactly what happened, but it sounds like it was just a bad date, or just not good sex, or I don't know exactly, but but she tried to like Me Too him, and there was a lot of pushback on that, and people were like, no, don't even try that crap in this situation.
I got a sound clip of Amber Heard reacting to being called Amber Turd in an interview.
Okay.
Branded you with a nickname Amber Turd because you allegedly took a dump in Johnny Depp's bed. Is that true? Of course. In the trial, you
Oh wait, this is
suggested it was your dog.
Get it? I'm not a saint.
Was this your way of getting back at him?
Of course not. It wasn't about him. This would be a really lousy way to get vengeance.
I agree, but you still did it. What exactly were you trying to say?
That's a great question, and one that I wish was considered more seriously. It was about legislative reforms.
Don't you think that got kind of lost in translation? Don't you think you could have tweeted it instead?
This isn't real, is it?
Enough.
The internet.
Yeah, it was a real interview, but it was chopped up to make it sound like she was that she was reacting to being called Amber Turd. But it's pretty good. Yes, I
Big
derailed the show for a second. Sorry, guys.
the big old dude, she took a big old red wine shit like on the because like dude, if you drink a lot of, I don't know about you guys, but I drink a lot of red wine, and when you drink red wine, it literally makes your shit like way darker. Like almost like you want to think, oh my God, I got cancer because I got, I'm bleeding, shit,
Oh
like
yeah,
dark shit, tar shit. No, it's just the red wine. So I don't know if you've actually ever seen the pictures of the red wine shit she took on the bed because there's our pictures of them,
yeah.
dude.
I've seen the pictures. Yeah,
I'm not sure I
Yeah,
want to see this.
yeah.
yeah,
I don't know.
bitch is drinking a 1.5 liter of fucking yellowtail Pinot Noir and dropping a deuce on the bed. That's fucking hilarious, man.
I think. Wayne, do you think Amber Turd is attractive? Are you attracted to Amber Turd?
Oh fuck yeah, yeah, she's
Oh
hot.
fuck yeah, yeah, yeah.
Especially when she was younger. We were watching Criminal Minds. We did a binge of all the seasons, which was like 17 seasons. She's in one of the earlier seasons, and when she was younger, man, she was really hot back then. And she's still not bad looking now.
Yeah, yeah. I saw. Since the trial, I saw like where they met. I guess where Johnny Depp met her in the movie. I forget what movie it was, but
It was the Rum Diary.
the Rum Diary. Okay, yeah, she looked gorgeous in that. I was like, whoa, what the?
Yeah.
But that was when she was obviously what 20 something.
Yeah. She's
Yeah, something,
shit,
something like that.
She's like in her 30s now. It's not like she's too much older.
Yeah, I know. I mean, but you could tell that she was younger in the movie
Right.
compared to the trial. But yeah, the
Yeah.
trial totally changed. Dude, it was awesome. Vengeance.
Right, yeah. So yeah, bring it back to what we were talking about. It completely made that pendulum swing back in the other direction of the whole hashtag Me Too thing.
Oh yeah.
But man, it's like that with everything. Like
I
just one
started
more example
hashtagging
of
me poo. It was funny.
Me Poo. Hey, one more example of somebody I think got hosed over in the whole hashtag Me Too thing though was um, Louis C.K. He, I don't know, man. I don't know what to think about that one. They're saying that like he liked to jerk off in front of girls, and but he would ask their permission, but they would say that because he had such high influence that they felt like they couldn't say no.
Like they felt
It's
pressured,
like,
like they had to
Yeah.
say.
yeah, like okay, whatever. He's a weirdo who likes to jerk off, while people watch him. It's like some weird shame thing. Whatever. That's your kink. That's your kink. But I mean, come on, man. Like seriously, like you're gonna completely cancel the guy because you can't tell him that he's not allowed to jerk off in front of you after he asks.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, he says if you say no, you can easily just say no
Yeah.
Right.
and then go on about your day. But I don't think he could ruin your fucking career if you say no.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't really get that vibe from him that he's gonna ruin his, people's careers over that and everything.
Yeah, he
So
does get
I don't
the
either.
vibe. I do get the creep vibe. But like, yeah, I don't. I mean, I think it's just he's just a weirdo.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
and people have their kinks, but yeah, it's definitely, is it creepy and weird? Yes. Is it something to be canceled over? I mean, if he's asking them, hey, can I do this? And
I
they,
didn't even know he got canceled. Sorry to interrupt you, bro.
yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
But I mean, if they're not saying no, and he's like saying, hey, can I do this? I mean, I don't know. Is that really a cancelable thing? It's I don't know. It was a weird story when that all came out. It was just really bizarre.
Basically everything in media and in our lives is just a big pendulum. I mean, we were just talking about right now with the hashtag Me Too thing, how when everything first started happening and pendulum swing way to the left, it's like, hey, we got guys like Harvey Weinstein, we got Cosby, and then next thing you know, we got these other kind of more innocent people all the way to Johnny Depp. And it's just like, okay, well, nope, now we've been falsely accused. So then the pendulum swings all the way to the right. And it's like, well, now we don't believe any women, That's
Yeah,
kind of
and
how it feels.
which is bad in itself, because then
Right.
it has an
Yeah,
effect,
yeah.
has a
Yeah.
very adverse effect on women that are actually victims of domestic abuse, and it's like,
Yep.
and I feel like that's such a big problem with just society in general, is that
Hmm.
it's like we've become a society of extremes. It's like
Yes.
it's like the pendulum goes too far one way, then it goes back
Yes.
the other way. It's like if you get into an argument with somebody, it's like everybody takes like these extreme sides and they don't want to listen to each other or hear what the other person has to say. And it's like it's all about coming to like a compromise and kind of figuring things out and kind of coming to an agreement, but also
Hmm.
trying to understand each other and trying to understand different points of view. And it's like we've lost that in society, where it's like
Oh yeah.
the art of disagreement and the art of civil debate and civil discourse has
Hmm.
really just in the last like 15, 20 years, it seems like it's really fallen off. And
Yeah.
it's just one of those things that it's something that I've noticed, really, especially just being on social media. I mean, you get that a lot on social media, where it's like people just automatically go into argument mode, and it's like, like they defend their side to the death and don't want to hear what you have to say and don't want to hear other viewpoints, when it's just like it's like my viewpoint is the only one that's right and that matters and blah blah blah. It's like, let's just
Yeah.
actually take a break, take a step back, actually listen to other viewpoints. It's basically, there's a reason why we have one mouth and two ears, so that way we can
Yep.
actually have more tools for listening instead of talking, because when you listen more, guess what, you'll learn more. I don't know, that's
Yeah.
just
It
that's
sounds
just
like.
kind of the way I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, that's good, man. And I honestly believe if you asked each one of us what our personal opinions was on politics, we'd have three very different views, But the fact that the three of us can get together and, we've been friends for, we'll let the audience know, we'll pull back the curtain. We've been friends since second and third
Pull
grade.
back the
And yeah, pull
Over
back the
30 years.
curtain. Yep, for a very long time. Yeah, going on almost 40 years that
Yeah.
we've been friends, and people can't do that anymore. You have to pick these teams, and if you're not part of the team, then you're the enemy. And no matter if you're right or wrong in your belief, you have to defend it to the death almost, it seems like. And it's just not right.
I got a clip here of Louis C.K. on being canceled.
Things happen at the same time, so you take on the sense of freedom at the same time as you take on, it's been painful. So in some ways I have a thinner skin, and but I look after myself better than I used to. I think before all this stuff happened, I was quite reckless.
Yeah.
With my life and with my privacy and with my ego and with my everything. I was just like, hey, everybody, look at this, look at everything.
Yeah.
And I was just letting it all out and also taking on anything I was asked to do. And it was just, and I didn't have a sense of, like in in this last special, sorry, I used Bob Dylan. What do you call this song? Like a Rolling Stone in the opening, because of this one line where he says, "Your friends all said, 'Beware, doll, you're gonna fall.' You thought they were all kidding you." This is the way I look at my life before, was that I just didn't think there was danger in the world somehow.
There you go. I think he's funny. I mean, I didn't even know
Yeah.
about the canceling thing. To be honest, that was kind of strange. I mean, now that you tell me, it's like I kind of see it, but I mean,
Well, you remember he had that show Louie on FX, right?
yeah.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that.
That show got canceled because of everything that happened to him and the hashtag Me Too thing. And that show was like critically acclaimed. It was super popular, and it was really funny too. I don't know if you guys seen it. It's a really funny show.
He had another show called, I think it was on HBO when he first got big, called Lucky Louie. That was also pretty funny as well.
Oh yeah, I'll have to check that one out.
Really?
I don't think I've seen it.
Yeah, I think it was on HBO. I can't remember. I'd have to double check that just to be sure.
Well, yeah, definitely. We'll have to check that one out, man. That's
This is sound effect of my brother saying X-Files stuff.
I got shotgun in the chest. John got shotgun in the chest.
John Doggett is John Doggett replaced Fox Mulder in the X-Files. That I don't remember how I recorded that, but my brother fucking busted into my room when we lived together. Like my door was locked. Busts the door down and says that. John Duggett just got shotgun. I think I was streaming or something, and I caught it in the background. That's him yelling. John Doggett just got shotgun blasted in the chest, bus. He's an idiot, man.
Oh my gosh.
When he lived with me, he was only man, I want to say, yeah, that was 2010, so that was what 14 years ago. See it, bus.
Quick little funny story, because my cousin used to live in Sable Cove too before you did, and
Get
I'd
out
go
of
over there.
here.
I'd go over there. We'd get really drunk, and we would go like down 33rd Street, right? You know, that runs right next to it, and
Yeah.
like they were doing just like light road construction, so there was these barricades, you know, like maybe like 4 or 5 of them, and they're always there. So we get drunk and we take this 4 or 5 barricades and we barricade this guy's driveway, and we did it every fucking weekend, dude. So
That's
we
messed up.
drive by we drive by the next morning and they're all like fucking thrown in the ditches and everything. And I'm like, dude, that poor guy. Why did we torture him?
Did you even know this guy, or is it just a random
No,
dude?
it's a random guy, but it was the same random guy every single time.
Yeah,
Such
he's
a
probably
dick
like
move.
these damn hoodlums.
Yeah, I know.
Little-
I'm sure this guy will never hear this podcast, but if he ever does, I'm sorry, man.
Yeah. Oh, and if Scott ever listens to this podcast, fuck you.
Nah, man. Him and I squashed our beef.
Oh, did you really?
Oh, okay. Oh, never mind then.
We never had beef. We had that one like fucking stupid fight that wasn't really a fight when we were kids, but anyway.
I think the only one that got in a fight was my brother, honestly, with Scott back of his head.
Back. I think we're getting a little too inside here, you know.
We're off the rails.
Yeah.
We're all over the place.
Off the rails.
Fuck yeah.
Hey, I got one more thing on my little list of things to talk about here. So my wife and my son and I went to her parents' house for dinner tonight. She had a relative in town. And so it was like, you know, me and her, my kid, her mom, her dad, her aunt, and then her brother and his kid and his wife were there. And so we're sitting there at dinner eating. It was lovely salmon dinner, you know, with wild rice and salad and corn. And so we're sitting there, and her dad, he can be a little nutty sometimes. He's a good character though. He's funny. He's like, he just goes, yeah, back when I was in school, Vladimir Putin went to school with me. We're like, what the fuck?
What?
He's like,
What?
yeah, I know. What? Exactly. Normal reaction. What the fuck? He's like, yeah, look up. We're the same age. Yeah. When I went back, like, he went to like a boarding school when he was a kid. He's like, yeah, Vladimir Putin. We're 14 years old. He went to the same boarding school as me. It was just for a little bit, you know, and then he left. So I look over at his wife, and she's like, she's like basically saying like, oh yeah, you want to put money on it? And he's like, no, I don't want to put money on it. I'm just like,
Oh, so she's
You know what,
making it
the
up?
I don't know, dude. I think so. So we all start Googling shit. And first thing they're all saying is like, you guys aren't the same age. So I Google that, and fucking myth busted. They're exactly the same age. I'm like, okay, maybe this happened. Maybe he was there. No, but if you Google Vladimir Putin's life, he did not go to America when he was 14 years old for school. And he's like, no, they just don't record it because they kept that stuff under wraps. He was like dying with this lie. He was like, nope, he went to school with Vladimir Putin. And that's the reason why he supports the Ukraine so much, because Vladimir Putin was such a bad guy. And
I'm looking this. I'm gonna
boomers
look
are
this.
crazy, man.
So he was just hell bent on dying on this hill.
Oh, yeah. He was not going to admit that it was a lie.
He was going to have you believe it, whether you actually did or not.
That's right. That's right. Audience, Vladimir Putin may or may not have gone to school with my father-in-law. Discuss. Yeah, I looked it up at dinner. But whatever. We had a few glasses of wine then, so maybe I missed something.
Any word on were there any wine shits were taken afterwards?
Yeah. Vladimir Putin all over the place.
I remember when you texted me like stuff that you were thinking of talking about, and you brought that up. I was like, I was reading that. I was like, wait, what? And I was going to ask you more detail, but then I remembered one phrase that that was popular during my radio days when I worked in sports radio. It was always,
Uh-huh.
"Hey, save it for the show. Save it for the show." So I was just
Yep,
like, I'm
yep.
not gonna ask Wayne about it. I'm just gonna let him talk about it on the show. So
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like when he was younger, he grew up in a town in New Jersey called Far Hills, and you don't say Far Hills, you call it Fall Hills because it's like all the richy people grew up there, right?
very
And yeah, like the fucking Kennedys were there, and the guy who made the little hologram that's on every single credit card ever, like that guy's from there. So that's like proven stuff. So he like knew those people when he was a kid. So for him to bust out the Vladimir Putin thing, it's like normally you would say you're full of shit, but you had to be like, maybe he's not. I don't know. Because he's not, a lot of people gone through that town. So
I'm looking up stuff. It kind of what Wayne's saying is correct. I mean, all it shows is stuff that he was in Russia, nothing in the U.S.
maybe he went to school with somebody who looked like Vladimir Putin.
Does he have any
oh,
photos?
that's the first thing we asked him. I was like, "Hey, where's your yearbook?" He's like, "Oh, he wasn't there long enough for the yearbook." Like, okay, yeah, I think you're full of shit.
Oh, come on!
Uh,
There's not a single picture of him in any of the background photos or anything. Come on, get out of here.
No. That was so that's just like a microcosm into how my father-in-law is. But
All right, so we're gonna call this segment Katie's father-in-law true or false. I'm gonna say he's full of shit. I'm gonna say he's lying.
I agree. I think so
yeah,
too.
we'll go 3 for 3. I'm gonna agree that he's.
I think it'd be funny if like every episode we do one of if he has I don't know, does he do stuff like this all the time?
Oh yeah, I got more than that. Yeah, I can go.
Oh,
We can do
yeah.
a new one each
Oh,
episode.
Yeah, we got to make this. We got a segment on each show. Got to do it.
I got it. Got it. Yeah.
He's full of shit. He's full of shit.
We could do this for a while then, so that's good. There's a bunch of them.
Hey, got them in your back pocket. That's all we need.
Yep.
I'm sure she appreciates that. She's probably like, oh gosh.
No, she's probably gonna be the one that like fill me with content on this. I'll have to go to
Oh,
her
yeah?
about all this shit. So yeah, there's a million things she could tell me.
Some fucking spatula!
Nice.
We could either talk about who's hot anymore, or we could talk about old nicknames from kids that we grew up with.
Okay, so I mean, we can talk about both, but can you clarify the who's not hot or who's hot anymore? Why can't we? What is it?
Well, like man, when we were growing up, like when we were younger, it's like you had like Jennifer Love Hewitt was like the fucking knockout, right? You had Elizabeth Hurley, who's still hot, by the way. Yeah, Marissa Tomei, also still hot, even though she's older. But like back in the day, all these chicks were hot.
Like that
Britney
was when
Spears
first showed up too, like right around that time.
Who?
Jennifer Lopez.
Right, yeah, Jennifer Lopez. I mean, a lot of these people are still hot, but like when they were younger, like all the with Christina Aguilera when she first came out, Avril Lavigne, like all these chicks were hot, so hot. And it's like now, I don't know, maybe it's because I'm old and I have a hard time finding like younger chicks hot or something, but like you got that Sydney Sweeney chick because she's showing her big old boobies off everywhere, and yeah, she's pretty hot. But like, who else?
I don't like her face. It reminds me of my ex.
She has a mousy face. She does have a mousy face.
Yeah,
but I don't really look at her face much.
I don't think she's all that. I'm sorry.
Well, now it's like you see all the like the internet memes and stuff with her in it, where it's just like Sydney, where she says like, yeah, I hear like a lot of my fans are men, and then you have somebody in the comments saying, I wonder why. You know?
Yeah, because of big old boobies. Yeah. No, I mean, like, the media is supposed to tell me that, like, Zendaya is hot. And I'm sorry, when I look at Zendaya, she has a cute face, but when I look at her, she looks like two parallel lines. She has no curves,
She's pretty skinny, yeah.
Yeah.
She's skinny, she's flat, she has no ass, and whatever. I mean, she's an okay actress. I liked her in Spider-Man, I liked her in Dune, but as far as like hotness goes, I just don't find her hot. And there's like nobody out there anymore that's hot anymore. I don't get it. Like, who do you guys think? Is there anybody out there?
I think it might be a combination of our age too. We're just getting out of that whole like range of, I don't know, dating people. I don't want to date anybody.
Well,
like I'm
Right.
it's interesting how we're talking about this, because I know, Javier, you and I were talking recently when we were chatting on the phone about how it's like, I think like
Sorry.
how we've, our mindset over the years has changed, because it's like, when you're single and like, especially like when you're in your 20s, and it's like, oh man, let's go out and, the bar and talk to hot chicks and stuff like that. But it's like, as we get older, it's like looks matter a lot less, because
Yeah.
looks are always the first thing to go. It's really about
Yeah.
who, at the end of the day, it's about, how you personally mesh with somebody, personality wise. Do you vibe with this person? Do you get along with who you're in a relationship with, or who you're married to? And I mean, that's really what it's all about at the end of the day. I mean, looks are one thing, but those are it's the first thing to go. And that goes for everybody. How it ties back to the original point is that we might not think that anybody's hot anymore, but we're also not really looking around for it anymore. Whereas, back in the in the 90s, when we were, like in middle school and high school, we're inundated with, with a bunch of celebs, like in movies. We're just like, when we're coming of age, we're like, oh my God, there's so many hot chicks that are famous and all this. And now it's just like, we've got, now we don't care anymore, because, we're married, we have children, we have families. That whole like celebrity worship is just not a thing for me anymore at all.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. The whole celebrity worship thing. In fact, I'm starting to despise celebrities these days. If I'm like trying to enjoy like a show or a movie, I have to go back to older stuff like Sopranos or whatever. The Office. The Office is like constantly on my television. I can't stand
Yeah.
I can't stand current television or movies, or most of them suck. They're terrible. And that also goes, yeah, like you said, with the celebrity worship of like the women themselves or men. Hell, if you had to ask me, no homo, but there's like more of those attractive guys out there, beefcake type guys, than there are
It's
the
actually
women that
no
people used to
Diddy.
fawn over.
It's actually no longer no homo. It's no Diddy.
No Diddy.
Oh my goodness.
And I mean that with utmost respect to the homosexual community.
I don't fuck them.
There you go. We got canceled. It was a good one episode.
Hey.
Okay, I was gonna say, I mean, I recently had an experience with my daughter, who's 18 months, where I've realized where I had to now kind of watch what I say. I didn't drop a swear word in front of her, but it was one morning we woke up, and me and my wife and the dogs are hanging out in the bedroom, and woken up, and so we she wanted to get up there and cuddle with her mama, so got her up there. She's running around the bed, she's having fun, she's just being morning burst of energy, typical 18-month toddler energy, and she's just being goofy, being silly. And my wife and I are getting the kick out of it, and we're just laughing. I looked at my wife, I said, I go, babe, our daughter is nuts. And Ava goes, and dude, on cue, as if it was on cue, nuts. And I was just, and Ashley and I look at each other, we're just like, okay, yep, we're gonna have to watch what we say around her now.
Nice. Fix it up quick, huh?
Yeah, she's learning more and more. She's at the stage now where she's really, really like picking up on words, learning words or different stuff. And I had taken her to her 18-month checkup, and the doctor had said, "Hey, between 18 months and 24 months is when there's like a huge growth in the amount of words that she's learning." So, I mean, and we're
Yeah.
seeing it now every day. So, yeah, we're definitely, like I said, we're definitely going to have to be careful about about what we say around
Yeah.
her.
What are you gonna say to them when they ask you about the gays? Since we're talking,
Well, here, first we'll start with a story which ties in nicely to all of that, and also exactly what Brooks was saying. So this was like, shoot, a few months ago. He's in his high chair. We're sitting here watching TV. He's like facing me, not looking at the TV, eating his, whatever snacks and everything. And on the TV, the show we're watching, two dudes start making out. Yeah, and I go, gay. And he goes, gay, gay, gay.
get out of
He
here.
just starts repeating. Yeah, he did. He did. He's a funny kid, man. He'll like say something and then he like won't say it again for like months, But at that time, it was gay, gay, gay. And I was just like, oh no.
Hell yeah.
So what am I gonna do when he asks me? Well, for me, it's gonna be a little easier. One of my best friends is homosexual, and he has a son that they adopted. Or an interracial couple, and they adopted a black baby. And then him and played together and everything. And so that part of his life, I mean, he's going to see it. So when he has questions, we'll just be honest and we'll answer those questions honestly. That, some people, men and women, fall in love and get married and have babies, and sometimes, it's a man and a girl and a girl. But yeah,
I had to
way
explain
handle
this
it.
with girl and girl because of my ex at the time's sister was gay.
Uh-huh.
She was the butch, and so the back seat, we had pulled up to the driveway and they were kissing in the driveway.
Uh-huh.
And so like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like I could tell he was like looking and observing, like, whoa, what? I thought they were just friends. They're like kissing. So I backed out of the driveway. I backed out of the driveway. I felt like, I don't know if they could tell that that's why I backed out, but I kind of like pulled up and like backed out like I'd forgotten something kind of thing. I wasn't like, I didn't back out and like say, oh, what are you guys doing? Fuck that. It was just, but I backed out that way he wasn't exposed. I don't know, man. I just didn't want to expose him to that early. He was like 10 at the time.
Yeah.
So I was like, now it's different. So, and my situation was like, I had a crazy, his mother's crazy. So I didn't want to hear like, oh, you talked about gays to him. I just didn't, I wasn't sure what to say to him. So I basically told him, I was like, but what you said, Wayne, I said, love doesn't matter. You love, male or female, it doesn't matter. They love each other. That's what it is. And he was like, oh, okay. That was the best thing I could do. But like, I mean, it could have really gone. I could have really fucked it up, but luckily I said that, and that was it. I mean, the backing out, like I feel like they kind of knew why I backed out, but still, come on, man. I don't know.
I just picture you like recreating the Homer Simpson gif where he backs into the bushes.
Yeah,
that's what I'm picturing right now.
Yeah, because we were like, we were having a good conversation. Me and talking about like some at the time Vine was big, so we were like talking about little videos and stuff. I remember that, and then like pulling into the driveway, and they're like, they were like, not like a peck, like they were going at it for a little bit, and that's when. But yeah, so I don't know, just don't. I think what Wayne said was pretty good. If you do say that, but I mean, he's already kind of exposed to it too. That's kind of good.
I think both you guys. It sounds like both you guys handled it pretty well. I mean, I have a feeling like that's the conversation I'll have with my daughter when she's old enough, and if she sees something. I think that we'll probably handle it the same way. I think you guys both handled it pretty properly in how you discuss it with your kids. So that's basically what I would have to add to it, is I think that's the right way to go about it. Just say, hey, that's there might be I guess the quote unquote traditional way where man meets woman, they fall in love with each other, they get married, they have kids, and then it's like, hey, there's some families where it's just a little bit different, and that's okay. Just at the end of the day, love is love. It doesn't matter, like if you love, if you're with somebody of the same sex and that's who you're in love with, and that's who you want to spend the rest of your life with, that's great. That's awesome. At the end of the day, if the
I love
saying
my
love is
mom.
love, it sounds cliche, but I think it's true. I really do.
Yeah, my wife's cousin, she has a woman partner. They got married a couple years ago, and they're gonna have a baby soon. They're gonna try to do the in vitro thing. One of them's gonna get pregnant. So that's another one. Like I said, like one of her best friends is gay on the male side, and then her cousin's gay on the female side, and they're great. We just saw them in North Carolina last week or 2 weeks ago when we were there for vacation. So honestly, the whole gay thing is going to be an easy explanation for me. But
Because you're gay.
here's a good question.
It's easy. I said it's easy because
Yeah,
you're gay. Yeah.
because I'm gay. Yeah. Don't tell my wife.
You're
So
fucking,
here's a difficult.
you're fucking gay,
Here's
bud.
here's a difficult question though. When it comes to your kid, how would you react if they told you that they were gay?
Oh, okay. Dude, I'll read you because like I said, it's gonna be 19. So he recently sent me a reel of a guy knocking out. It's an MMA fighter knocking out another guy, and the title says here. I'll read it to you. It says, "Dad, I'm gay." He's about to say gay, and then it just shows the guy knocking him out, and then
Jeez.
I say, I laugh and I say, "Calm down, man." Hold on, hold on. Yeah, but calm down, man. And I just thought it was funny. I said, in real life, we have to let them be. It's America. Free is free, bud. And then he put, I guess, and then laugh out loud. And I was like, oh, geez. So I know, even though it was a small little thing, I know he's trying to feel me out to see how I feel about it. And I know that what I said may have swayed his perspective a little bit. So he's not, it seems like he's kind of really, I understand it seems like he's really against it. But I want him to know that it's fine, man. If he has gay friends or even if he becomes that, it's whatever, man.
Yeah. Right.
I can't do anything about it. It's his life, and it's different, man. Like seriously, I'm being serious right now. Like you're gonna support your kid no matter what. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And the thing about it too is I don't think anybody really goes into parenthood saying, man, I hope my kid's gay. Like I don't think anybody really says that. But at the same time, it's like if you have a kid and they say, they come out and they say, hey, I'm gay, like to me, like you said, Javier, it's like it doesn't matter. Like, they're your kids, you love them, you support them no matter what. At least that's what you should do. I know back in the day, it's like, people kept that to themselves, and there was a time where it's like if you came out to your family, like there's a good chance your family was going to disown you if you came out of the closet. But now it's not it's not that way anymore, and it really should have never been that way to begin with. It's like, it's like they're your children. You're going to love and care and have your kids' backs no matter what. No matter what. It doesn't matter if they're gay, if they're straight, if they're trans. It doesn't matter. They're your children. You should support them 100% and love them and always have their back no matter what.
Yeah.
Like anybody that has a kid that comes out of the closet and then disowns that kid. I don't have time for people like that. I don't.
Yeah. Yeah, I would never disown my kid for that. There's a part of me, and part of it's selfish, and part of it is protective. The selfish part would be like, well, if he was gay,
You
then
wouldn't
he's
have
not
a.
having any. He's not having any kids. You
Yep.
know,
Yep.
Yeah.
if he does have kids, they'll be adopted. So there is our bloodline completely gone, and whatever. That's an archaic, maybe way of thinking. But
Nah.
there's like, I don't know,
Gotta
as a
pass
guy,
on
you
the name.
still. Yeah, you want to pass on the name. So
Yeah.
yeah, there's that part,
Hmm.
and then there's the protective part where it's maybe it's a little easier now. A lot more people are accepting of it, but you're gonna have a lot of persecution as a gay person than if you were just a straight person.
Yeah.
And when it's your kid, you want them to have as least amount of pain as possible in their life, so you
But
want them to protect them. And so, I mean, there's that portion of it too. You would hope that, and you don't want to use the word normal, but norms of society, you want them to be a straight, uh, kid, so they can have a family and just go through the normal steps that our ancestor did and most people do.
Yeah.
But having said all that, if they are gay, then yeah, you accept that, and you love them and you don't disown them. That's just stupid.
Yeah.
yeah. So I got a question. What if they like? Because I know a lot of like the really far left media posts I've seen are like where little kids are like deciding they want to be trans. Um, what would you guys do if your little ones are like 3 or 4 and they're like, I think I'm supposed to be a girl? Would you correct them and say, actually, no, you were
Yes.
born? Yeah, you were born a
Yeah.
boy, you have a penis,
Nope.
and
I don't believe any of that at all.
you don't
In
believe
fact,
like you could be a girl trapped in a boy's body, and that's what they say. I know
I
there have
think
been
hmm,
cases before of like I don't know. I mean,
so.
there's a lot. There's a
Okay.
lot of people that regret the surgery. That's for sure. The trans surgery.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know. How do
There's
you
a
feel?
lot to unpack. There's a lot to unpack there. Kind of going to your first comment there. 3, 4 years old. The kid doesn't know what the fuck they're at 3, 4 years old. Man, they're a
Yeah.
fucking Ninja Turtle 1 second, and the next second they're a fucking slice of pizza. They'd have no idea what they are at that age. You know, like fucking no. They're gonna be a kid. I'm not going to
Yeah.
support any sort of gender norm ideology they want to be at 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7. I
Yeah.
mean,
When's
shit,
the
dude.
age?
Yeah.
Like puberty?
Yeah, yeah, and then that's another thing. Like people want to use puberty blockers for kids so they
That's
don't reach
it.
puberty. So
What?
so they basically like
Yes. They don't get an
they're
Adam's
basically
apple. They don't grow any like.
yeah,
Yeah, and then
they're
Oh
they can, if they
no.
they're
want to
more
be a
feminine.
female, they can. Yeah, they can
Yeah.
get the feminine traits like more estrogen. They actually grow like breast tissue and stuff. It's really
Yeah.
the testes shrink, the testicles shrink, all that stuff, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so basically it's delaying puberty, and they say it's completely safe, and to me it's
No
not
way.
completely safe. So when a kid is supposed to be hitting puberty at whatever 12, 13 years old, even the latest 14, then you're delaying it to 15 and 16, and you're telling me a kid like changes his mind at 17 and now he hits puberty, that's not going to affect something. I'm like, no, 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 no. To me, if you want to change your gender, you do it when you're 18 years old and you're an adult. And I'm sorry if that's going to make you look more manly when you want to be a woman. There are way too many cases of kids out there that want to change their mind, because when you hit puberty, your whole fucking mind changes, So maybe you thought
Everything
you were a
does.
little feminine. Yeah, maybe you thought you were a little feminine, and then you hit puberty and you're like, oh wait, I like pussy. And maybe not. Maybe you
Oh,
don't. Maybe you want to chop your dick off and turn it into a vagina, but you got to wait till you're 18 years old to do that. I'm sorry, but anything before that, in my opinion, is child abuse.
Yeah, because and parents should not be forcing this on their kids as well. It's like
I
just
think they should raise it.
let your kids be kids. Let them be
18 is
kids.
too
Yes.
low.
And,
Should be 25.
don't ruin their childhood by forcing them to conform to any sort of ideology like this. Just let them be themselves, let them enjoy their childhood. And then
Mhm.
like Wayne said, if once they get of age and they're 18 and they're old enough to make their own decisions, then hey, if you feel strongly that you really are the opposite sex, hey, you want to have the surgery, that's your decision. You're an adult, you do you.
Yeah.
There,
Yeah.
Brooks just got
Exactly.
pissed right there. I heard him. You do you. That was Brooks just getting pissed right there. But that it should be raised to 25.
Yeah. Maybe even 25 because you're
Yeah.
still developing up until that age.
The brain they say stops around 25, or for men.
Yeah.
So
And it's weird, man. It's weird though. You get like these weird societal phenomenons that happen with this sort of thing. Think about like, I don't know, maybe in like our age, when we were in the 90s, early 2000s, how many trans people were out there? They were there, but not like it is now. Now it's
No.
like these percentages are skyrocketing, and it's this phenomenon that happens like a trend. There's these trends that happen, and people follow these trends, and I don't know how to explain it. Is it like some kind of weird like social hypnotism or almost, like, or just people trying to belong, people who don't belong in the normal groups of like, of friends. They're outcasts, so they all join together in this whole outcast thing, and then the trans label is like, hey, this is an outcast label that we can all join. I don't know. I really don't know the answer to that, but there is like some weird uptick in percentages of people doing this now than in the past. And I don't know why.
I think it's the GMOs and the preservatives in our food, man.
Could be. Alex Jones, it's turning the frogs gay. You
Oh,
guys know what I'm talking about with that?
Is that what I just? Is that where I just got that from? I'm turning to Alex fucking Jones. Holy shit!
Yeah, he's a bit of a
No.
he's a bit of a conspiracy theory nut, but he's right every so often.
He is crazy. Are you saying he was right about the frogs?
He was talking about how there are these chemicals in water, and it wasn't turning frogs gay. It was changing the gender of frogs. So male frogs were turning into females, and they weren't reproducing. So, but Alex Jones is one of those guys that's like a alarmist. So he's like, it's turning all the frogs gay, and it's going to turn your kids gay, and
It's
blah blah
gonna turn
blah.
your kids gay. Yeah. I think I saw
Yeah,
that.
that's what he's getting at. But he was right about it. He was right about it. The chemicals were changing the gender of the frogs. So, and that was in public drinking water. I'm pretty sure that's what that was from.
Yeah,
And
but it's got.
so,
I mean, I kind of know a little bit about the public water because my dad, he that's what he does. So I asked him before about fluoride, because there's
Mhm.
fluoride in it, and he was saying the amount of fluoride that is found in tap water is so insignificant that you would need to drink an absurd amount of water for it to do anything. Like the water
Yeah,
would kill you before the fucking fluoride. But who knows?
yeah,
I mean, who knows? Have you ever been to the water plant like for the county?
yeah. I've been to the sewer plant. I don't think I've been
Oh, you
to
went to
like
the
where the drinking.
wastewater plant then.
I've been to a few of them. Yeah,
Yeah. So, okay. So, I mean, it's a water treatment plant. I mean, like you know what it takes.
yeah,
It to me, it kind of seems easy to kind of fuck with the water.
yeah. It does. It really does.
Yeah, like the Joker could be back there just fucking fucking the water for all of us.
Yeah, pretty much. It's not like there's a big security or anything in all those things. It's pretty easy
We
to get
need
to it.
we need Batman.
Yep.
Or else we're all gonna have Joker smiles here pretty soon.
Yep. Oh man, that's a funny thing, man. I was at a water treatment plant. But basically, I'll just say family business deals with sewage. So we're at a water treatment plant. This is like years ago, and it's funny, man. You get desensitized to that sort of thing because it's literally just like tens of thousands of gallons of shit
Poop, yeah.
and piss. Yeah, it smells terrible, but you get desensitized to it. So we got like these, fucking Dave's doubles from Wendy's, and we come back and we're sitting at a bench and we're eating it. And at the very end of
Oh
the water
god
treatment,
damn.
yeah, at the very end of the water treatment plant, there is what we call the shit sifter, and it's basically like this conveyor belt that um, all the solids, like really solids, like basically separate
Get
from the
picked up. Yeah.
liquids.
Yeah.
And it's open to the air, so you literally just see birds just landing and eating shit, like the
Ew.
corn out of litter of people's shit off of this thing. And you
Oh,
get so desensitized to it. And I'm just sitting there, and my brother's sitting next to me, and we're just eating our Dave's
eating
doubles, watching
burger.
watching the birds eat corn out of people's shit on a conveyor belt.
Ugh.
Oh man, I gotta draw this.
Yummy.
That sounds hilarious.
Nothing like a little shit for some artistic inspiration there.
That sounds
Yep,
awesome. Like,
yep.
just imagine that painting in your living room. It's like you, your cousin, eating some burgers, and in the foreground, this is a nice pile of doo doo.
Yeah.
Getting it just dismembered by beaks. Nice.
You got then you got to have the nice, beautiful, Florida sunset in the background.
Yeah, just
Really?
baking it in.
Yep.
And you and your cousin are literally unfazed. It's fucking like, yeah.
It was my brother, but yeah, yep. Unfazed.
Oh, your brother. Oh, sorry. I thought you said your cousin.
No. It was my brother.
But we recorded it. We're going back.
We'll have to mark the tape. But we'll see.
$20 is that you said cousin.
No, I'm pretty sure I said brother, but it's okay, dude. I don't care. Maybe I did say cousin. I'll give you, for the benefit of the podcast, I'll just say you're right.
Oh, now I think I'm wrong. Actually, now I think about it.
Yeah, we'll have to review it at after the show's over.
Yeah, the fact that he said I was right too fast. I'm suspicious now. I don't think I said it.
Right. We need an instant replay booth like you see at NFL games.
Oh man.
Yeah, so I don't know who's hot anymore, honestly. I'm thinking I mean, she's so annoying, but Kim Kardashian, I think she's a pretty girl.
She's like literally a fucking more plastic.
I know, man. She's
like a caricature at this rate.
She's a what?
A caricature at this rate.
Yeah. Like she's got, I don't know. It's just too much. But that's like probably the only one I can really think of. I mean, J-Lo, but she's been hot for a while, and she's getting, she's 55, so she's getting up there. I don't know who else.
I mean, everybody thinks that Billie Eilish is hot. And it's like, nah, she got big boobs. That's about it,
Billie Eilish is like 10 years old, though.
Oh, dude, she's like 24 now.
Oh, Jesus. Still, though, I mean,
yeah, man. No, dude, as soon as she hit 18, they started like putting her in like corsets that push her boobs up like everywhere, dude. That's another sick thing about the media. Like, literally, they have a countdown to all these like popular girls who are like 16, 17, and then as soon as they hit 18, they sexualize the fuck out of them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They did it with Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, and then later that girl from Modern Family, I forgot her name, the one with the big giant boobs, she was like one of the kids. They do it with the Billie Eilish girl. They did it with the girl from Stranger Things. What's her name? It's like
Millie Bobby Brown?
Yeah, Millie Bobby Brown.
They did it with
which
her?
is weird. Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. It's like as soon as she
shit.
turned 18, man, they sexualized the fuck out of her. Yeah, we'll have to choose another podcast to get into the whole maybe secret underbelly of, sex trafficking and, child abuse and pedophilia that's in the media. And
yeah, it all started with Jared
from
Subway, that son of a bitch.
Yeah, Jared from Subway, you motherfucker. I hope you get raped every day.
Jesus Christ, Wade.
Takes takes a $5 foot long up the A's.
Oh man, I thought Javier was gonna get us canceled. No, it's Wayne.
Oh, it's fucking Wayne over here. Oh man, that was good, man.
That was great. That came out of left field. I love it.
$5 full on in his A's. What are we gonna call this episode? Do we have a name for it, or are we just kind of come up with it at the end?
No, it could just be the Three Bozos get canceled.
Yeah, there you go. Episode 1, getting canceled.
Hell yeah, man.
Oh my goodness. What a start.
That was pretty good. We've been doing what time is it?
It's midnight. So we've been doing this for almost 2 hours now.
Yeah, midnight where y'all are at, and 11 a.m. or 11 p.m. where I'm at.
Joe Rogan got shit on us, bitch. I do want to say that too in the podcast because he's probably known as one of the most famous podcasters. I would say, right?
Yeah, the most famous podcaster. He has bigger numbers than everybody, like by a lot.
And I remember in the UFC when he was doing the broadcasting, I could not stand his voice, dude.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think Brooks remember I used to complain about his voice.
Yeah, when we used to go to watch the UFC pay-per-views at like Hooters and Wing House.
Yeah, Hooters and Wing House, dude. Oh my god, his voice like annoyed the hell out of me. Now it's different. Now it's like 3 hours of Joe Rogan. I go to sleep, you know.
Right.
I just love the memes now with the whole UFC broadcast crew when something crazy happens and they're all like,
"Oh!"
Yeah. Oh man.
All right, man. Well, I'm gonna freaking. I think I'm gonna say that's pretty good. I'm gonna get off this.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go to bed.
Yep. Let's call it. Sounds good to me.
Yeah. Same here.
All right. So here's our little outro.
Here's a little outro. All right.
Yep. You have been listening to the Three Bozos podcast. See you next time.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.